evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this evening. We are live on Innovation page. We are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. Thank you for joining in this evening. Like this page, share it. Like and share, like and share. Like and share, like and share. Thank you for everyone that has joined in. It's gonna be a phenomenal time. Just give it some more time for people to join in. It's Pastor Koen. I see you, my brother. I'm good. Thank you for joining in. Like and share. We are live. Thank you for everyone that has joined in. Hello, Pastor Sunday, Pastor Marco, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in tonight's live innovation. Like and share. We're just giving it another 2 minutes as everyone, gets into it. But please do like and share. It's needed. It's needed. People can join in. Good evening, Pastor Moveen. Thank you everyone that has joined in. It seemed like this TikTok didn't want to go live, but managed to go live. Salute. Salute. Pastor Marco. How's the music? Can y'all hear the music in the background? How does it sound? Good evening to my wife, Lucinda. Can everyone hear the music? Is the music too overpowering? Okay, is my voice? Are you able to hear my voice? Hi, Trisha. George Benson music. Okay. So a request was made and play some George Benson music. So I'm just gonna get that up. George Benson music for the jazz lovers, instrumental lovers. Just want to have some time. Just getting this up here quickly. Whilst y'all can still be liking and sharing. Good evening, Sandra. Thank you for everyone that has joined in. How's the weather? Good evening, Luigi, my brother. Thank you for joining in. Like and share, like and share. Just trying to get this George Benson songs here. Is it freezing, Sister Eva? Not so much freezing this side. But yeah, Waka in the house. Waka waka. Yes, Luigi. Okay, we're almost there. Just greeting everyone. Thank you for sharing. Now it's 40 degrees. Sure. Is that cold or is it freezing? Is it hot there? Listen, 40 degrees, wow. Okay, I think I got one, yeah. So I'm playing some hot music to, you know, heat up the session. Yeah, but no, thank you for everyone that has joined in the innovation page. I know y'all have liked, y'all are sharing. Thank you for doing that. Just want to adjust this a bit too loud. So, what are we talking about? We're speaking about life in motion. So, people may, you know, relate to this topic. Why? Because we all have emotions or some type of, you know, motion we all go through in life. Basically, motions is what? Feelings. It's, you know, how we install what we are going through, feeling. Life in motion. It speaks a lot, you know, in our lives, in our daily lives. It is basically like a journey that we go through. When we're born, you know, we go through a learning phase about life, emotions, what we are developing. It's almost, you know, you're having those steps, your stones that you're moving, you know, you're learning and developing. It is important that we need to have emotions because, I mean, that's how God has created us. I don't think we've been created without motion. Like if this music is playing, you know, have the motion to, you know, move, dance, just feel it. And it brings, you know, some satisfaction of feeling, you know. I know, like my brother Luigi, he loves cars, so, you know, just him listening to the vehicle, the rev of a car, he loves that sound. I mean, he even told me when we were having a chat, you know, when I start my vehicle, it takes about maybe 15-20 minutes. I won't just drive it. So it just starts it up and, you know, it gets the feeling. And I'm sure he loves the sound of the vehicle because it brings, you know, type of good emotion to him. So similar thing, we all have, you know, things, emotions in life, whether it be good, whether it be bad. It is a learning phase. It's something that we all have to endure. We have to go through life emotions, the motion of life. If you have ever been on a boat, if you have not, just try it out, but, you know, just go on it. So just have that time where, you know, spending time on the ocean or wherever, like a riverbank, whatever it might be. And then, you know, you position yourself, you're having a great time. And then all of a sudden, you find that the waters are, you know, shaking, it's moving. There's a bit of an uncomfortable feeling that you may experience. So it might be fear because now you're on this boat. You don't know what can happen. Although, yes, you believe, you know, you're on a safe situation because of the boat. But now when, you know, the waves, you're in the thunder, there's a storm about to rise and it's coming your way, you start to have that type of fear. You know, what's going to be happening, like you're shocked because now all of a sudden you experience, you know, this peace, comfort, and all of a sudden, you know, things changes. So, you know, the sunshine was there, all of a sudden it's, you know, taken away. So the storm now begins. And with the storm, you know, there's an uncertainty. That's life in motion. Because why? We don't understand what is about to happen. So is life. You know, things happen on our way. Whether it be death, whether it, you're experiencing birth of a new baby, there's someone new that's coming into your space, you're so overwhelmed and happy. You get in your job, you get in a house, there's so much things, marriage, all of us, that's happening in your life, and it's emotion. So it's going to be joy, or it can be, fear, what's going to happen, trust in the life of motion. How am I going to get through all of this? And the good part about it is that it's not by accident that we have to go through this, this feeling. And the good part is that each one of us experience the life of motion. So there is certain stages that we can experience, whether it can be classified, it can be 5, for example. So there's 5 type of stages. So the first one can be denial, it can be angry, it can be bargaining, it can be depression, it can be acceptance. So how do we position, and when we are in those type of life emotions, how do we go through it? How do we journey through it? When you lose, someone in your life, like I've experienced, when I lost my dad, it was really like a low blow. In other words, it's something that one could never, have thought. Like I couldn't envision or picture how this had happened. And through it all, I'm still journeying. And there's times, it's like a roller coaster ride, because you're trying to find yourself to say, no, I'm okay, but then you're not okay. You've been through counseling, you've been through, adjustments, you're trying, different things, just to adjust yourself, to get yourself where you need to be. And sometimes you can be happy, sometimes you can have different types, of emotion, or that feeling. And sometimes it doesn't even make sense. You can be one time happy, and all of a sudden you bursting in tears. You get, so much memories of, the person that took care of you, was there for you, who has journeyed with you, has watched you grow. So somehow, I'm not just talking about death only, it could be something else, the emotion that you may have felt in your life or experienced. It tells a story. I mean, each one of us, our faces differ, our lives or emotion, basically, it speaks volumes. We can all write books about, life emotion, what we went through, how we journeyed. And we can learn a lot if we had to just diarize, just writing about it each day, just to help us understand. And it is important that we need to deal with our emotion, because if not, it's going to have a grump, on us. So we need to get position, we need to readjust, we need to position where we are, because clearly things happen, things transforms us, giving us a perspective. What is it? What did I learn from this? And through it all, in this process of death that I've experienced, from my dad, his brother has passed not so long, few days, and then the other brother passes. So it's like, man, what is happening here? What's going on? Doesn't make sense. And with one of the brothers that has, passed recently, I think he couldn't have, taken all this motions of his life, what he's going through. And there is a pivotal, important role that my dad has played in his life, because from what I understood, that my dad was, more like a father figure to his brothers, he basically, was the father figure to them. And to help them, journey with them, he was there for them. Was there for them. Brothers could not handle it, that he decided he's gonna take his own life, which is very shocking and disturbing of what the situation. And the thing is, I was like basically chatting, sending messages to each other, not knowing that he was in such a situation of his life. He had emotion, so he had basically some type of depression or some type of emotion that he was faced. He didn't know how to handle it. It caused him to take his own life. And that spoke of volumes. So when I even spoke to my cousins just to find out what has happened, and they're like trying to tell me what has happened in his life, but from what I could also pick up that with the brothers that has passed so suddenly as well, it is very, very disturbing in that sense. And then just to deal with that, it is not something to play with. Depression is no one's friend. It is a type of emotion that grasps on you, that can cause very hurt. It can cause confusion. It can cause you not to be who you are. You will not be able to focus. You need to be at a certain place or a certain time in your life, but it's like something that is luring you. It doesn't want to let you go forward. It's like you're in a stuck state, and that's what depression does. Somehow, I know that when we had the topic on mental illnesses, and just to understand what effect it has, if we don't know how to treat it, what measures we need to take place, is we need to seek the help. We need guidance to reach out. We need to speak about it. We shouldn't be bubbled up about it. So just to keep all of that can make you explode. And sometimes it might be also difficult. So people that you want to relate, it's like, I don't want to burden people with my my baggage. They have their own baggage as it is. Now I must come pour more baggage on you. So that you don't want to do, but it is necessary that we need to talk. And it's not to be ashamed if you're going through stuff in your life. You need to speak or have the counseling. Speak even to God about it. Speak to pastors or someone that you can confide in, and let them know where you're at. Just to help you to journey, because people are there. We have to strengthen each other. We can't have a thing load on our own and expect. We're supposed to journey and help each other through it. And with that, you can overcome that load. So the motion of life is we go through it. How do we become the best version of yourself? How do you move from the downward to the upwardness? Because you can't be always positioned at the bottom. You need to be moving and position yourself where you need to be, because it's just that it might be a long journey. You might feel like there's no solution, but there has to be a solution for you. So like we were speaking about the different 5 types. Denial, is it real, is it something? So it's basically, it's playing in your mind, the pain that you might be feeling, because sometimes you feel like you're in a numb situation. Is it a dream? When this thing hit me, My dad's passing. Is this really happening? I'm confused. Why is it happening? You're asking all of these questions just to understand, is this really happening? Why is it happening? Is there no way? Was this a dream? Could it have been? What different thing could I have done now to help? What can I do? How can I be, able to move and go on? And then sometimes you feel angered. Why? You're so angry at everyone. Whoever's there, you're angry because if people can't give you the solution, or the right answers you may be looking for, you get angry. You're spilling, you're throwing your toys out of the cot. Because, that's emotion. It's just the way how you're feeling, how you position yourself. And then you find that there's now this bargaining. You're thinking, what could I have done? I need, a solution. Maybe if I had done 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 would have helped out. So there's always things that we experiencing and feeling. That's what it's about. And acceptance. Do we really accept what's happening in the moment with life's emotions? So it could not just be death. It might be your child. You may have lost something in your life that's important. It could be a job, it could be a house, it could be your vehicle, career, whatever it might be. That thing made you, excited. How did you feel at that time? How did you manage to pull through? Just to position yourself. And there's some, desperation. Because now you in this position that you are. Why am I here? What do I need to get? What do I need to do? And yes, there is, ways of doing things to help you. Or things, to give you the guidance. But believe it or not, it's a journey. We have to journey through it all. And you are not alone. You are not alone. Because life of emotions is what we experience. And understand the moment. It is important. It is important. So I don't know. What do y'all think? What is your opinion about it? Is there any question about this topic? Because I think it is important. Because life of emotion is something. It's really something, I tell you. But yeah, no. It really, brought something in my life. Always journey to say, and especially, the memories, especially when I listen to music. So my dad now, play the type of music. Whether this will be Jimmy Swaggart, it brings back the memories when I was still at home, before the marriage. So basically, being in your parents' place, you're growing up and all of that. And I could really say it was good. Definitely, I enjoyed, growing up and, being shaped. And the thing is now, you're married and all of that, you're your own boss, you're making decisions, you're running things, but then some point you miss that, like to say, my dad could have just told me, wanted to help me here. What does he, what could he have, helped me with here? And yeah, so It's been a journey for me, and yeah, just pulling through each day at a time. When people speak about what they're going through, I can like relate and like tell them. So I think as people coming aboard, so this is gonna be very, very much exciting. Pastor Marco is Pastor Marco is on. Thank you so much, Pastor Naveen, everyone, for the kind words. Pastor Marco is with us. So just your views. Pastor Naveen is with us. Thank you so much for joining in.
Amen. Am I? Oh, yes, I think you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Thank you, Warren, for such an awesome topic. And I think you you may have triggered a few of us, especially when it comes to grief. And for me, one of the things that I can tell you guys is that, my father passed like a while ago, but I still have these moments and they are so random. And, we say everybody is different. Now, the way it works for me is I have these random moments and I can be driving and the next minute I'm crying. Like, how did we get here so suddenly? But, it's different for everybody. And what I'm experiencing for myself and for my life is that I don't think it ends. And I don't know if that sounds like bad news, but I don't think it is bad news. It just means that the person was such a deep part of your life. I mean, it's your father. Or in Quincy's case, he's talking about his brother. It's the person you grew up with. You from the time you opened your eyes, this person was there. They've been in your life your whole life. And but it's the same even with marriages, husbands, wives, children. It is the same. And I think we need to prepare ourselves if you're in that situation, that life is in motion. As Warren said, life is in motion. We are moving forward, but all these things is part of us, and we are not going to just shake it. We need to embrace it, because in that moment that I grieve and I'm crying, when I come out of that sort of moment, I just remind myself that this is why I still feel it, is because the love was so deep. And to me, that sort of then makes it a little bit positive for me, is that the love was so deep that you still miss the person so much. And there's a a lot of what Warren said, it also resonates with me. The other part that he's saying, for me now as a pastor, and if I look at Innovation Church, we have like half the churches then pastors. If you're not a pastor, you're a leader looking after people. And here's my point, is that community, we are a community of people. And in this community, everybody takes care of everybody. I am my brother's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. Everybody takes care of everybody. Someday Luigi's gonna take care of me, and then the next day I'm gonna look after Pastor Brad, then Pastor Brad's gonna look after Pastor Larry, Pastor Larry's gonna look after Warren, and so the cycle goes. We need to look after one another. It is so important that we check in with one another, we speak to one another, we take care of one another, because that is the essence of community. And then, one last thing that I want to say to you guys is that sometimes in the grieving process, one of the biggest issues, the strongest emotion, sometimes that you need to deal with in your grieving process, something that you must face, is the spirit of regret. Because sometimes when when someone has passed on, there are all sorts of questions like, but only if, but what if I, but how did, but what if only I, if I, and that blaming of self and regretting that there are things that I should have said, I should have done, I should have went. And I think that is a lesson for us today is let us not leave things undone and unsaid. If there are things that I need to say, let me say it today while I'm on this side. And if there are people I need to appreciate, this is the lesson that I'm feeling is coming out, is let me not regret that if you're not there one day, I never told you how I feel about you. I never told you how important you were to me. Because I think sometimes for me, being the introverted, non-showing, non-telling people how I feel kind of person, those are regrets that I never, things that I never got to express. And I thank God though that He gave me grace in that particular area that, you know, I I don't want to take over the podcast because I think someone else wants to speak as well. And I think that we need to face that and and we need to say to ourselves, we did as much as we could while we could, but our hearts were always pure and our hearts were always in the right place. We may not have expressed things or done everything that we thought we should have done, but while we could do, we did what we could, not knowing when it would end. Because sometimes these things happen and you just didn't expect it. So we need to come to terms with things like that. And I feel like for all of us, it is good to engage one another because some of us have experiences that we can relate to others and we can talk to others about. Once you've been through something, you should actually help others get through. As Pastor Cindy always quotes that scripture, when you are strong, go and strengthen your brethren. So yeah, I think Pastor Mandy is also saying something there that that is the important thing is that there's also things that we want to do here, maybe things that we needed to know that, and but Pastor Mandy is now speaking to Warren from that angle as well, and I think that's also important. But thank you guys. I'm gonna log off. I think maybe one or two other people wanted to jump on and let me give a chance here. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Thank you so much, Apostle Marco. Yeah, just for sharing, your journey. It really means a lot. And it's also helping us, just to understand that anybody else, just share your view. Don't worry. We are here. Just share, just to have a view of what it is, your life emotion. People are here to listen, just to engage. It is important that, we communicate, share. See my colleagues, I don't know, the colleagues I see might be joining in there. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in. Please like and share. Anybody else wanna, share their view? Let's see what the comments, what's possible. I think it's important to know that they love through you still. That's true, Pastor Cindy. No matter what, just that, that they've left a legacy that has shaped us as well. Yeah, that's what's important. Thank you, Pastor Mandy. You're a good son, Warren. I was super proud of you. Appreciate. For me, what's Steve was saying for me is the last goodbye. I love you. Yeah, no, true. We'll always love our loved ones. Let's see what others are saying. Pastor Quincy, life does not stop at our hurt and the pain when there are so many others to love. So important. So we can't stop, what we've received, how we were loved. We need to love others as well. Because other people are going through pains as well, difficulties. We need to support. We'll never stop missing that person. It's from Lucinda. Anybody else want to join in just to share? Really appreciate that. Just to join in, share, tell us. No one wants to talk. It almost feels like we're in a counseling session, I'm telling you. My colleague is here, Kaya. It's actually our colleague here. Hello, Kaya. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you, Kelsey. Yeah, but it's good that we, just, speak about it. It's important. Awesome. This says death might change us, but we will always have the memories. How true is that? It is important. Memories really, helps us. It envisions us, where we're at, where we need to be. It helps us on our journey. And just not to have the memories alone, we can tell our other people, our family, experience about it. It is important, just to have it and share and understand why we need to have life in motion. I'm just thinking if we have not had any emotions, how would it be? It would have been actually boring, to be quite honest. And that's how we are unique, because that's how God created us with these emotions, because He Himself has the emotions that He also feels, He understands. It's like I have this vehicle, I created the car, I have a diagnostic. So when I plug it into the vehicle, not anyone can read the problem or what the situation of that vehicle is. Once you put the diagnostic in, it will tell you all the problem. And that's how God knows our problem, and He understands, the challenges we face. And He is there, He's journeying with us to help us. And so people are there as well to help us get it through, And yeah, that is important. From my side, it is, just a great time just to share this moment with you guys. It actually helped, just to also speak it out, because when you also go for counseling, they will actually want to hear you. So the counselor will not speak. They want to hear what you have to say. So you busy, speaking. And so much we need to speak to God as well. We need to speak to our loved ones. Just speak. People are there. They will be able to listen. And sometimes you're thinking, no, they're not going to want to listen to my story. No, they will be able to listen. People are there just to, give that hand. It's a helping hand. So that's what it's all about. Life in motion. We should never give up in life and what we're going through. We will go through it, we will journey through it, and we will definitely overcome. Life in motion. So I think it was really, good time, just to share it and just speak about it. Oh, Pastor Marco is saying that if only my dad could see Caleb and Zach today, if only. Yeah, that's true. That's the thing. We want our loved ones, just to see the moments, the memories that you wanting to have with them, and they're not there. Just want to have that time just to say, if this could just be the time where we could make those memories last forever with them. And I think that is what's the hardest part, is when the memories can't be shared with them. But through it all, we are journeying life in motions. And yes, we love our loved ones. But through it all, we are carrying through. Just want to say thank you to everyone. It is Lucinda saying, proud of you, Warren. You have been a great encouragement to many, even during the period of mourning. Thank you, Lucinda, aka Wifey. Appreciate. But through it all, we are journeying. I think I'm gonna call it a wrap up for tonight. Thank you to everyone that has joined in this podcast. I was hoping that more could have, joined in. But yeah, it's just not this podcast. If you want to join us, we do have men's and ladies meetings. Join in. Feel free. If you need details, just pop us a message. If you need the login details, it is very encouraging, just to build and listen in, not just on this type of podcast, but different topics, what we experience and what we need. It's a give and take situation, and based on that, you will be blessed. From my side, everyone that has joined in, thank you so much to just listen in. Thank you for sharing your views. Thank you for sharing your heart. Thank you for just being you and life in motion. We are journeying, hashtag. Don't be afraid. We are here. We've been praying for you. If you need prayer, join us in our evening prayers. If you need that, we will gladly, be there just to give you the assistance and support. That is what it's about. Life in motion. We're not alone. We're here to support and be each other's keepers, because that's what we are. We're journeying through it all. From my side, thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone that has made the time, has made the effort just to listen in. It was a great time. We'll share it with you guys if you want to go. If you're not on the Innovation Church page, you can go there, like, share, and just be part of it. We are journeying and want to be there for each other. From my side, thank you so much. Have a blessed day or week further. And thank you for joining in. It is appreciated. Take care.